See the problem.
Good morning, everybody. Today we got the whole lineup. We got our Yanmar VIO 80 excavator. We've got the M7060 Kubota tractor with loader. And we've got the Ford F750. It's gonna be a fun project. Let's get down here. I'll show you what we got going on. We, friends, you and I, will be installing two 48-inch double wall pipes into this creek. This is gonna be super fun. I gotta pull this little bridge out, and we're gonna just dig this creek out, make it nice and even, and then we're gonna roll these two pipes in side by side to make a really good creek crossing. Really simple, pretty well self-explanatory. We're gonna try to stuff them in here where they can't be seen from the road very well. So I'm thinking like right here will be good. And as always, the little challenge we've got is where to find enough material to cover these two guys with. And my solution to that is we got this bank here that's getting undermined and cut out. So I'm gonna slope this bank here at about 2 to 1, and I'm gonna take this little curve out. That's what's causing our undermining right here, is that water's coming and hitting this bank and it's swirling. So we're just gonna cut every bit of this out nice and smooth and use that for some fill material. This whole bank is actually eroding, as you can see. So I'm gonna slope every bit of this back slightly. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but that root, I'm sure, is coming off of this guy. So eventually this tree's gonna come down as a result. But we've got undermining up through here. We have 1, 2, and 3 piles of fill dirt on this property already. So as a little bit of a bonus, I'm gonna remove these trees for her because they weren't here before that pile. So the root system's definitely in there. It's just gonna make it easier on me to get clean material, to just grab these trees, rip them out. That way I get the stump roots and everything out of here. There's not a whole lot of material on top of this. So it should be easy to get it moved down there. I'm gonna stockpile the dirt first, and then once we roll the pipes in, I can push the fill material in on top of it and pack it in, and that way the water doesn't have time to soak into each little bit of dirt. So step number 1, move dirt. Actually, step number 1, pull trees. That guy a couple of times and we'll get the dirt off those roots. That's one thing, if you're ever quoting a job that has a bunch of trees on just loose fill dirt or piles of dirt, and you know the customer can tell you that for sure those trees were not there and the dirt was piled on them, most of the time the dirt is loose. I'm just picking this thing up right now and dropping it to knock the dirt loose from that root ball. And you can also just take your thumb and kind of squeeze it a couple of times. Most of that dirt will just come loose. having to go through kind of a well-groomed yard. First of all, let me say, I'm gonna grab this tree up. I'm gonna lift up on it and then swing it around if I can. I don't want to tear the grass up too badly. Come on, come on. Those little hickories, man, they've got a pretty good little root system on them. That stump broke loose. That dirt just coming loose. If that was anything besides just a pile of old fill dirt, it wouldn't have come loose that easy. It's tempting to want to just cut a tree down because you think that that's going to be easier, but it's actually makes it harder to get the stump out. So I've got my trees stacked up, but I want to put the stump, that one little stump. So let's get these roots out while we're at it. Got most of them. Got most of them. I'm gonna put those right close to where the stump is going to be. I'm gonna put the stump up here. And as I press down, I'm going to open my bucket and my thumb up so that stump stays in there. Just like that. Now I'm going to curl the bucket and open the thumb at the same time so they rotate together. That way I don't drop anything. I'm going to pull everything in close. And I'm going to track as straight as I can toward where I want to go. Into the woods we go. I'm just going to stuff these trees way back in here where Miss Linda wanted them. Now there is a creek there that I think I can reach across. I think that's where I want to put them. Well, we got that pile of dirt exposed. Let's go down here and see what we're going to do to this other pile of dirt to be in a useful state. Luckily for us, the ground down through here is not very soft. So I'm just going to scrape this greenery off the top of this little pile. Just going to scoot it back. Oh no, little turtle. Oh, I about got him. Oh, I about got him. That was a close one, friends. That was a close one. He about got it. Lucky little turtle. Lucky, lucky. Let's just knock that off the top. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to loosen this soil up just to make it easier to get with the loader. Make life a little easier. See how much that fluffs up? Anytime you look at a dirt moving job, you got to consider the amount that the dirt will expand from where you're getting it and how much it's going to compress once you get it where you're going with it. There's one. Get them out of the way. That pipe without bending it. That's my goal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top and dig down. That way I get dry material out that I can use to backfill. And then last we'll get the wet stuff up and out of the creek. Those roots out when we get ready to that away. We don't want a bunch of organic material filling in around the pipe, because as it rots, it'll settle. And it could cause it to leak a little bit. The reason I'm lifting the boom up so high is just because I'm trying to dump so close to myself that if I don't, the bucket can't curl out enough to dump. See that creek bank over there is eroding pretty badly. Now once I get about 2/3 of those pipes really buried, I can start putting just plenty of material on top that I want. That grassy stuff's actually not bad, because it'll start growing and the roots will anchor the top of the pipe. That way if it does overflow, it'll help hold stuff in place. I'm just gonna get this grass out of here. I'm gonna snap this little limb off. That way I don't hang any of my hydraulic lines. Metal down there in that creek. Make a good little compost pile. She does some gardening, so she'll be able to use it whenever it's ready. Now let's get this good dirt out. And don't be too worried when you take a project like this on. And man, I'm gonna dig this big hole out and I'll never get it put back, because take dirt out, you can put it back. Now, since I'm going to turn that creek, I'm not really turning, I'm restoring it from over there to this way. I'm not just throwing dirt over there, because that creek flow will just turn whatever I throw over there to mud. So what I'm going to do is drop the pipes in, and then I'm going to pile dirt on the back side of the pipes to pull them, push them this way. All the while the water will be flowing through the pipes, and the dirt will stay dry to where I can compact it. Hopefully we can get these pipes put in today. That'd be cool. That would be nice. It'll work out that nicely. I bet this tree may have to go if I get into its roots too much. Let's get that wood out there. I don't want to put anything in this crate that wasn't naturally there before. I It's just an old makeshift bridge. It was done well. I thought I was going to have to dam this little creek up a little bit. Working my way down. I'm leaving that dirt right along the middle there as kind of a cofferdam to keep water from saturating all this good dirt. It's got some greenery in it, so I'm going to dump the greenery and then pull over here and dump the just plain dirt. Hopefully I'm not talking too much for you guys. I know some people don't like me to talk at all, but then some really like the explanations. So I'll try to make it as tolerable for both sides as I can. Oops. Must be them pipes. I thought I had it on my darn blade. All right, now let's get into just digging this flat out. All this wet stuff's going to go on up here. I got just enough reach for that. Now I'm just trying to make it as smooth of a bottom as I can. I like making my pipes to where they both are going to catch water at about the same time. Some people put them in one a little bit higher than the other, but I think it's more of a preference thing at that point. That's some pretty dry stuff. Now I'm using a Yanmar 80 for anybody new to the channel. With a 3-foot bucket right now. There's a little bit of greenery in there, but not too much. As these pipes are, if we lay them in pretty flat, it'll work. We don't have to like level them and make sure we got fall and a bunch of that kind of it. That's a good rock. That's a good head wall rock right there. We'll be able to use that. Creek's not so deep that it'll float our pipes too badly. These double wall plastic pipes can float. Keep our materials separate. Crossing like this typically costs, if this is the only thing you're doing, the pipes alone are about $2,000. So by the time you put it in and machinery and everything, usually about $5,000. But we've got a lot of work on this job that we've been contracted to do, so we're able to give a good deal on everything. drops in. If you got a little water trickling along the bottom, don't freak out over it, because over time that dirt's going to fall and settle and usually seal around these really well. Plastic over here. Pull it out. Coming out there, big boy. You're coming out. Now, we'll have room now. Roll that sucker out. Got that tree out the way. We're going to spin this pipe around and play some soccer with it. Just a wee bit more. Get that wood out of my way. Pipes right there, folks. Did I mention that I love this stuff? She got her nice little tractor. I had a very similar one when I first got into this business. I'm telling you, them little gray market tractors are the trick. If you're just starting out in the business, you know, you gotta do what you can afford. That pipe over there is going to be the primary carrier of water. I'm going to try to get them fairly even. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this all dug out, and then we will throw this other pipe in and start covering it up. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting dirt material just on this other side of this pipe to kind of force it this way. Let's see if I just grab it. Trying to get the pipe angled to where it shoots straight downstream and doesn't shoot it against the bank downstream from it, causing it to wash that bank out. You always got to think about the causes and effects of everything you do. Let's swing this end around just a touch. back side of that pipe, just a couple of them, to help keep it from rolling when I roll this other pipe in. But I pulled it down to where it'll help funnel this dirt that I'm moving over there into place. Right now I'm making a little bed between the pipes because you don't want your pipes sitting right against each other. That is not what you want. You want about a foot space between them at any given point. Now, let's go ahead and take this bank off here. Preparation for pipe number 2. It's gonna make a nice little crossing. Snapping them cylinders at their ends again. Shame on me. Oh, that's good dirt. That's good dirt. I don't know what these little pipes are that's all over the place over here. I had to bottom that one out. Clay wants to get wet and stick in the bucket. Culvert pipe right there. So we got these pretty well covered. I've got my little access so I can walk down there and clean these pipes out if any debris ever gets clogged. We got water trickling through that one. It's running under this pipe right now, but I'm gonna pile a bunch of rock and mud right there to get it to where it's not running under the pipe. She's gonna pack all that in for me. And in the meantime, while all this is drying out, to get more material to cover those pipes, I'm going to fix this erosion issue here real quick. So we got our bank sloped off right there. We got a whole lot of good red clay to move over to the pipe section. So let's get to hauling. Now let's go down here and dress up this run of dirt and see how much more we're going to need. So this bank goes straight off, which is causing it to erode worse. So we're going to help with the problem by sloping it back to maybe a 1 to 2 slope. We've got our riprap. Isn't that stuff gorgeous? I decided to just make this video one long video because I don't think people like having to be cut off at a certain part of a job, because I don't like having to stop at the end of the day when I'm not done. So for a while, I'm just going to make videos where you guys can watch the whole job from start to finish. They may be quite long, but you guys drop it in the comments and let me know how you would like to see this go. So we still have water running under that culvert pipe over there, and I think it's just because we weren't able to get across these pipes to track this side in as good. So I'm gonna grab some of that rocky material down there and place it up here and let it get sucked up under the pipe and block it off. So now we've gotten, it's running under here and somewhere over there, but it is starting to run through the pipe. Yesterday it wasn't, so that tells us that the material is settling and starting to seal this, but we don't want to leave it to chance for it to seal itself completely. I know the last time we did one about this size, we did an 8-foot culvert, and they wanted about 6 inches to a foot of silt in the bottom of the pipe anyway. So it's gonna be okay for us to just take a couple of scoops of material, dump it right here in front of the pipe to help seal this on up. On down here and see if it sealed up the bottom side. All right, so currently it's dammed up toward the end, so it's also cut this flow off, but it's almost stopped that. So we'll pack it in a little bit more and get that stopped and hopefully get it flowing on through. This flow's increased, so that's where the change in water has gone to. Oh. I end up taking a dirt bath. Okay, let's get this thing actually flowing now. That's good mud right there, I'm telling you. That stuff is hot. Once it gets wet, it's seal too. Flowing. We'll flow here in a second. Rock out of here. Now riprap will sink right into this mud and seal it, and it'll actually dry up. I'm breaking this one down first so this water can start dropping. That'll seal everything, boy. Look at her go. We got flow now, folks. Got a big rock in there. Oh yeah, I did. I'm gonna leave that big rock in place. It won't hurt anything. Now I'm just gonna step around the edge of this pipe. Help work that mud into place. Oh yeah. We got flow on those pipes. Pretty equal flow too. That doesn't happen very often. Grab you guys off the stand here. So there you have it. We have flow through the pipes. And I bet we've almost stopped that flow under it. Let's check it out. Now this right here is where we borrowed that material from to seal this. Gotta have muck boots. Oh yeah. That flow is pretty well stopped. We got good flow through both pipes. Now let's iron plate this with some riprap. Now these first rocks I like placing by hand because I can pick a rock that's in the shape of the pipe wall. See how this has kind of a U shape in it? I'll just shove it right in there. Here's a good flat one. This is Class B riprap, and the difference between Class A and B, B as in bigger. That mud will get you. Let's do some time lapse for this part. So we placed that last load with the bucket and kind of tidied it up tidied it up by doing it by hand, and I've kind of funnel shaped everything. I built this up to where water, when it's heavy, will split between the pipes, and it's going to go straight into the pipes, not coming in at an angle and swirling to eat the sides out. So let's do the downstream side, and any extra rock we've got we'll put here as kind of a break for water to slow down a bit. Looking good, I think. Now I got my pipes pressed just a little bit too close together here, more than what I would like, because I'd like to be able to get rocks to fall down through there, but it's okay. As long as this is 20 feet long, so I'll be able to put rocks, just placing my hand up in there, and it'll be good. If you got severe OCD, just don't watch. When you do this kind of work, you're going to get dirt mixed in with your pile, and that's okay because it's going in a creek that runs on a project like this, and it'll get washed off. It may take some time, but it will get washed off, and it'll all look nice, clean, and pretty eventually, especially after a couple of heavy rains. So let's go ahead and rake the rest of this up and put it in place. Another humid day. I thought I was going to have to sweat more putting this riprap in, but the excavator is old yeller's getting the job done today. Making my life a little bit easier. Like I say, if you get a little bit of dirt and mud mixed in, don't stress too much over it. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to place these rocks right here at the entrance, let them kind of fall into the front of the entrance, and that way it kicks water to the left instead of straight out at the bank. Not so much that it's gonna, you know, slow the pipe down any. And that's 8 feet of pipe. I mean, how much can you really slow water down from coming through that? So it's okay, just get it and go. Do a lot of this, I'd recommend getting a little bit better quality of machine. I've always raved about my Yanmar and I love it, but if you watch anybody run one of these, they're not like super smooth, especially if you're not a real smooth operator like me. You know, a good machine, you can feel almost resistance on the controls, and they react very quickly. Let's just go ahead and up these right here. Maybe something will go down through that crack. And the controls react very quickly to what you're doing. These Yanmars aren't very good about that. Let's just go ahead and put a couple across the crown here. In a smooth machine, I wouldn't be having to shake the joysticks like I am here. This side of this creek crossing is going to be very well packed. Let's just go ahead and knock this dirt over, make it a little bit smoother and cleaner transition. This project's gone quite well. I'm happy with it. I'll get the tractor and pull it back and forth across this in a little while. Fines in this mixture. Put it over here. That's just a bunch of small cobbly light rocks. We'll displace some of that water with. I don't want ponding above these pipes any more than I just have to end up with, because that allows water to soak into my head wall more. Dirt over this anyway, so these will help firm that ground up, but they'll still be able to plant grass over top of it. So let's tidy this area on up and get this thing finished. Cool. So we just threw some riprap around that. What was left, I just piled in the driveway here just to kind of firm it up for the future. Got this end just kind of covered in. Now we're going to go around with the dump truck and the excavator and collect what all fill dirt we have left. Let's just blade this off real quick. This looks like a topsoil, so this looks like. Right there's where we just got that pile of dirt from. We got it good and smoothed out for her. Now we're going to go down here and clean this other pile up. Here it is, guys. Looks like just roughed up land. I scuffed it up so she'd be able to sow grass on this. And it'll, from the road, just look like the field continues and ends around the corner. But she's got her an access across. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's just your basic 2-pipe culvert crossing. Machine placed riprap for the most part. We just hung it out and let it fall into place. Got some dirt mixed in, it'll wash itself out eventually. And as you can see, I tracked it in with the excavator, then the tractor, which the tractor has a smaller contact patch on the tires and it is heavy. So it puts more pressure on a smaller part of the ground. So it's really packed the dirt in around these pipes. We don't have any water flowing under the pipes anymore. We probably could have brought the riprap on up a little bit, but it wasn't necessary. This creek is not gonna be filling these pipes up. There's actually some riprap up under this dirt. I just floated over to where she can plant grass and it won't be obvious that there's a pipe here. And here's one thing. We sloped that bank back, but you can see, and you could see when we first started this, that the creek's actually real narrow. So as we came into the entrance of these pipes, number one, it was easier to backfill. If we had put one pipe in here, it would have taken us a lot longer to get material and a lot more material to load up, haul it down here, as opposed to just rolling an extra pipe in. So excavation costs can go up really quickly. And since that pipe's, you know, only $1,000 as opposed to maybe an extra day of digging, which would be $1,500 roughly for about every contractor, and moving it. Turned out nice. I got them a nice little walk down access, both sides. That way if something gets hung up or clogged in the pipes, they can access it to clean them out. So I'll be checking back in on this. She's gonna get some grass seed on it, and we'll come back and see how it turned out after grass starts growing. You can see how this looks in the end. Thank you guys for joining me on this project. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. She's gonna do a lot of the just fine tuning with her little tractor, but the bulk of the work is done. It was successful, and hopefully we don't have any erosion on these creek banks doing this 2-to-1 slope, which is 2 feet up, 1 foot in. Around here, that's kind of the general slope to keep it from being so steep that it erodes and washes off. So about 2 weeks, we'll be out of here. I'm gonna leave my equipment here. 2 weeks from now, I'll be back from vacation, and we've got some rain in the forecast already. So we'll get to see how all of this is settling in. I'm definitely excited. I'll be excited to see it when we get back. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And if you like learning basic excavation and grading techniques along the way, be sure to subscribe, hit the like. And it helps me out a lot, believe it or not, if my subscribers and viewers will drop a comment. It goes into the YouTube algorithm and they'll throw us out there, me and you, and we'll be able to reach more people and show them the fun and excitement of doing grading on a small scale. Thank you guys for watching. I really mean that, and we'll see you next time.